Hello everyone, my name is Heather, and today I just wanted to talk to you about my new, I guess I would call it an obsession, not obsession, my newfound love of crystals. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory on why I decided to start collecting them and using them in my everyday life. If I start looking around all weird, it's because I am in a parking lot and there's people driving by and looking at me and stuff, so it's a little bit strange. So I've been collecting crystals now for about 3 weeks, and I just wanted to share my experience with them in case it's something that you were interested in and wanted to know a little bit more about, and why or how they've been affecting me in my everyday life. So I did start going about 3 weeks ago and collecting them, and yesterday I went to the crystal store again. So that's what I'm going to be showing you, is the few that I bought yesterday at the crystal store. And yeah, so a little backstory is a few weeks ago I'm a store manager, and I was helping with a new store opening in our district, and it is a very stressful process to go from having a shell of a store that's completely empty to making it grand open ready in 2 weeks. And for this one, I did have a key role in that process, and you also have to maintain and help your own store kind of from a distance. So I ended up working about 16 days in a row, and I was just really frustrated, really stressed out, really tired. It was a very stressful process, and I just wasn't feeling myself. And for days before my first day off, all I kept thinking was, I'm going to go home and I'm going to take a nap and it's going to be great. I'm going to catch up on some sleep. And then I didn't do that. I decided the day of that probably wasn't a great idea, because I've done that before where like I get really tired and I think that, sleeping for half the day is going to make me feel better. And it never does. It never does. And if you're someone who struggles with like anxiety or depression, when you do that, it doesn't make you feel any better. Like, you feel like you just need to sleep, and like when you wake up, everything's going to be better. But for me anyway, it does make me feel a lot worse. So I feel like sometimes I feel like I wasted my day, like there's so much I could have done. I just feel worse after I wake up. So the day of my first day off, I decided not to take this nap that I was dreaming about for days. And I decided to go home and do some like basic things, laundry, dishes, things that I was too tired to do during the 16 days that I was helping with the new store opening. And I'm sorry, people. So I decided to do that. And then I also have a booth at a antique mall where I sell vintage things. And I hadn't been there and my sales were dropping. So I decided that was probably the best thing for me to do, was to get some things ready and take it to my booth. So that's what I did. And normally I take it's like 4 of those big clear plastic bins with me full of stuff, but this time I only took 1 small file box, was all that I was able to get ready to take. And I knew the reason I didn't want to go was because it is right next to the new store, and I kind of felt like on the drive, like that's where I was going again, and I was trying to like stay away from that and like distance myself from that for a little while and just relax. So the whole drive, like I'm just starting to get like more like disconnected from myself, more sad feeling, more depressed feeling. Like I just did not want to go because I just wanted to stay away from there. And yeah, it didn't really work. So I get to the booth and I didn't bring much stuff, so it didn't take me too long, and I started walking around. And normally when I go there, I end up spending a few hours there, and I really like it. It's my happy place. I love buying things from there. My house has got a lot of vintage stuff in it, and it's just, something I really enjoy and I've always enjoyed. So, sorry. So this time though, I only ended up staying for about an hour, and I didn't really buy anything. Like I found some things that I ended up staying, for about an hour, but normally I spend a lot of time there. And anytime I find something that I like, I buy it, because I know that it's, it's hard to come by a lot of vintage things. And If I decide I don't want it later, I just resell it back in my own booth for like the price that I paid for it. So it's not that big of a deal, you know. But this time I wasn't feeling anything. Like I found things that I liked, I didn't buy them. And then later on, I decided to walk through the back of the store, which the owner owns the back of the building, and it has, she sells crystals, rocks, fossils, seashells, and stuff like that. And I always walk through there when I go, but I've never had an experience like I did this last time that I went. So I have bought from there before. I got an opalite cube, only because it was pretty, like not because it was calling to me or anything like that. I just walked by and I was like, ooh, you know, like that's pretty. And I didn't feel anything when I picked it up. It wasn't anything like that. It was just, it was pretty, right? So I bought it. So when I was walking through there, I found this little box that I had never seen in there before, and it had these, I actually have it with me. It had these rose quartz wands in it, and this is what it looks like. And it's kind of tapered, and then it has like this swirl pattern in it. And when I picked this one, this particular one up, it fit in my hand so perfect. And like, when I say this, I don't mean it like it was magic. It wasn't like I picked it up and I just instantly felt better and it was just this amazing feeling. No, like I picked it up and I did feel something. Like I felt different. I felt a little bit better. It was weird. And I stuck it back down in the box and I started looking at the other ones, and I didn't have the exact same feeling that I did with the first one I picked up, which I thought was very strange. So I did end up buying it. I picked it up and I took it with me, and I was holding on to it the whole time, and these grooves in it like fit my hand perfectly. And I love this one a lot. And it has a really nice, pretty design inside, and it's very smooth, and it's perfect for my hand, right? So I turn around and there's this paper on the wall that kind of tells you like all the different, what the different colors of crystals mean, or like what they work for, is kind of how this little grid is laid out in this paper. And so I take the paper and I'm walking around and I'm looking, and I mean, nothing really else spoke to me, I guess, or like I felt connected with the way that I did with this one. And I didn't even really know what this one was for. Like it said love, right? And I'm like, love? Like I don't need like my relationship's fine, like I don't need love, right? So I take this one with me, and I did find one other one, and I think it's called sulfite, something like that. And it's supposed to be for stress. So I did buy that one that day also. So as I'm walking around, if you're into vintage things, then you'll kind of understand this, but I was walking and I went through another booth, and there was a Friendship Pyrex dish with the lid for $36, and it was like a big one. And I was like, how did this just happen? Like, is it this crystal? Like, is it good luck? Like, I seriously thought like it was good luck, you know, because I've never seen one in person. It wasn't in like, it had a few chips under the lid, so it wasn't like perfect, but like I was just in shock. So I bought that because what are the chances, right? So now I'm thinking like, oh my God, this thing is luck. Just kidding. It's not magic. But yeah, so I ended up buying this one, and then I got in the car and I did some research on it, and it turns out that it is for all types of love. So that can be self-love, relationship love, whatever kind of love that you need. And I think for me in that moment, it was the self-love part that I needed from this. And people are trick-or-treating here at this mall in the parking lot, so there's about to be a lot of people walking by me, which is really awkward. Okay, so that was my first one. And then about a week later, I went to an actual crystal store. It's called the Mystical Moon. And they do psychic readings, tarot readings. They have crystals, like all kinds of different things in there. And it's like the first like real crystal shop that I have gone to. And when I walked in, it was just like, I was in love. Like I was just so happy, and like walking around looking at all these different crystals. And from this place, when you buy them, they do give you like a little paper that tells you about each one and what their properties are. So I was really excited about that. And let me see if I can find the paper for this one that I'm going to show you first. I think I lost it. Okay, so I did go there with a goal in mind. There was 2 that I was trying to find when I went, and I lost the paper for this one, but it's okay because the properties of this one are very similar to another one I have, so it'll work out. So the 2 that I was going to find after watching some videos and researching was Ocean Jasper and Crysocolla, and I did find both of them, so I'm going to show you both. So first, this is the Ocean Jasper, and I watched a video about this one, and I was really trying to find this one because just watching the video and seeing it in the video, I was like really drawn to it, and I knew it was something that I needed. And this one is probably the biggest tumbled stone that I have, and I really like this one because it is flat on one side and then kind of domed on the other, and it just fits really nicely. And this is the one I took to work with me yesterday, and like I said, I'm a store manager, so when I go back and I'm on the computer or I'm on the phone or something like that, I had it with me like the whole time in my hand, and anytime I had to go out to the sales floor or anything, I left it in the office, but I was with this stone all day yesterday. And the thing that I really like about this one, when I was watching the video that, you know, kind of like drew me to it, that I knew that it was something that I should try to find, was that it has the properties and the power of the ocean. So apparently these are found in caves that are kind of underwater, and then when the tides come out, the people can go in to harvest it. And I just thought that was really beautiful, that it, you know, is like part of the ocean, the waves in and out, good and bad times maybe, you know, recycling itself, cleansing, always in motion, always moving, always, you know, high energy. And to me, that really spoke to me. So the properties of it, I can't find my little paper, but it is the same as the other jasper that I have, so I'll just read you that, and it's kind of the same thing. But Ocean Jasper does come in a lot of different colors and patterns. The one that I saw in the video was much different looking than this one, and that's the one that I wanted to find. So I'm going to continue my search for another Ocean Jasper. I do love this one, but there is another one that I want to find that looks more like the one that I saw in the video, and it's a different color. It's more blue than it is this like green, but mine does have a lot of pinks, purples, oranges, reds, green, blue, yet like there's every color. And then the section here is kind of rough, so it has still like that organic feel to it. And I've noticed that since I've been collecting, I seem to be a little bit more drawn to ones that are in their natural state, and those I leave at home, but I am more drawn to those ones, like I feel a lot more connection to those. So with the tumbled stones, I do try to find ones that have that little bit of organic feeling in it, and I really like that. I like to feel that like not smooth part of it, right? Like I feel like we all have those rough pieces in us, right? And I think that's what kind of like connects me to it. All right, so that is my Ocean Jasper. And then here is the other Jasper. So this one is called Polychrome Jasper. And this one has the nice like wave striations in it. And then the back of it is black. And it kind of looks like an eye to me. And I think that's why I like this one. Okay, so for Polychrome Jasper, it is also called Desert Jasper. It is a beautiful new find in Madagascar and was discovered in 2006 while searching for the currently mined out Ocean Jasper. And it is named for its multicolors. Physically, it increases stability, balance, and grounding. Emotionally, it is the supreme nurturer. It sustains and supports through times of stress and brings tranquility and wholeness. Spiritually, Jasper provides protection and absorbs negative energy, balancing the yin and yang. Jasper clears electromagnetic and environmental pollution, including radiation. So that's this one, and I really like this one a lot. So I'm parked outside of Ross right now because apparently people have been finding, what's it called, like satin, something like the one that they call that is selenite, but it's like satin something. They've been finding towers at Ross, so I'm outside of Ross right now trying to see if I can go in and find one after I make this video before I lose the daylight. So the next one I found is called Green Sardonyx. It assists with bringing in happiness in marriages. It can be used to attract friends and good fortune. It can also be used to encourage self-control. It has been used to diminish hesitation, to provide courage in tough circumstances. It is a stone of virtue and can help decrease crime when you place it in the corners of your doors in your home. In corners or at the doors of your home. It also allows one to realize the beauty of being alive. It can also help with back pain and menstrual cramps. For physically, emotionally, it promotes healing within the home and family, and spiritually, it is beneficial when trying to strengthen your clairvoyant abilities. So this is the only one that looked like this. All of the other ones had much different patterns on them. They didn't have these striped lines. And then on the back, it's white, and in some of the white areas, it does have some clear like crystallization parts. And I was really drawn to this one because of the pattern on it. And when I purchased this one, the lady at the counter was like, "You are so lucky, because I almost bought that one this morning." So I feel like this one was definitely meant for me because it was still waiting there for me when I got there. So I really like this one a lot too. That is not one that I was going to find. So these are the two, along with the Ocean Jasper, that I was trying to find. I did end up buying 2 of the Crysocollas because I could not decide between the two. So Crysocolla draws off negative energies of all kinds. It helps you accept serenity situations that are constantly changing. It invokes great inner strength. This crystal is beneficial for relationships that become rocky. It stabilizes and heals both the home and personal interaction between both parties. Crysocolla helps overcome phobias of all sorts. It helps to accept that situations are constantly changing. Physically, it helps with treating arthritis, bone disease, muscle spasm, and lung problems. Emotionally, it alleviates guilt and brings in joy, and it draws off any kind of negativity. And spiritually, it opens the third eye, enhancing psychic vision. So this one is probably the one I like the most. It's got a lot of blue in it, and then it has like a clear section there in the front. And it has a really nice design. And then on the back, it's a little bit darker, and this darker blue area here has the rough feeling. These ones I also like the shape. In tumbled stones, I like ones that have a nice ergonomic feel in your hand, where it kind of bows up and then it has like a concaved part, because it fits really nicely in your hand, and that concaved part like is good for like a soothing feeling, and they both have that in this one. So this one's more clear with blue striping throughout one side and then a little bit blue like towards the bottom. But they are really beautiful. The color in them is just really pretty. This one has a really, really nice colors in it. Especially this side. It has a lot of blue, green, clear parts. So I did purchase both of those Crysocolla ones because I could not decide between the two, and you know, they were both calling to me, so I took both. And the last one that I bought from this crystal shop is called Prehnite. So this one I found when I was going to check out, and I was like, oh, I need that. Like, I didn't even read it. I didn't look at what it was. I didn't anything. I just saw it and I knew I needed it. And the color of this one is really interesting. It's kind of like a green, blue, like it's green. I don't know, but it almost looks like it would glow in the dark. And then it has these dark spots, and the dark spots are rough. And the only thing I can say about these dark spots is it almost looks like something melted and dripped on it and burned. And I really like that too. Like, I feel like it's like beautiful with imperfections, and I feel like that's kind of how we all are. So this one gives unconditional love to the healer who needs healing. It is connected with the Archangel Raphael. It also helps show your spiritual prophecy due to the attunement in divine energies. It has the ability to help declutter your environment so that you can be more at peace. It is also great to protect you during travel. Physically, it helps to heal the kidneys, bladder, shoulders, chest, and lungs. It can also help with the treatment to heal gout and blood disorders. Emotionally, it diminishes nightmares and is beneficial to hyperactive children. It can also help calm the environment and provides protection around all of its surroundings. Spiritually, it helps to seal the auric field and does this by surrounding in a protective field. So this one I feel like is a really good one for mothers or parents, not mothers, for parents and maybe people who are in a leadership position in their job where you have employees underneath you. Because we spend so much time taking care of our families, our spouse, our children, our pets, our employees, and we forget about ourselves with that self-love part. So I feel like for the healer who needs healing, because that's all what we basically are, right? As parents or leaders, we're all, constantly taking care of everyone else. And I think we forget about that self-love part. It's not that the people around us don't love us or help us or care, but you have to care about yourself too. And I feel like this is a good reminder of that. The other thing is about the decluttering part. So I work in a department store, so I'm always bringing more things in than I'm taking out. And when kids are changing sizes or, things like that in their clothes and shoes, like I don't take the things out as fast as I'm bringing them in. So I would like to be able to declutter a little bit more in my own house. And sometimes I change up like the decor in my house. So when I start with something new, I don't always get the old stuff out as fast as I'm bringing in the new. So I'm hoping that this will kind of help me with that. So those are all the ones that I got at the crystal shop, the Mystical Moon. They do have a online store that you can shop at. And they give you all of these little papers that give you like the descriptions. And I really like that also. So those are all of the crystals that I bought yesterday. And I would just like to say, like, if this is something that you don't currently do, but you're interested in it, so you're watching videos about it, I would say to go ahead and try it. You don't have much to lose. They don't cost a lot. This Ocean Jasper is the one that I paid the most for, and it was $10 so far. There are ones that I have paid more for, but I haven't showed you those yet. But all of these smaller tumbled stones cost anywhere between $3 to $5. And, it's not something that I would have believed in if somebody had told me. I think I had to kind of be in that mindset that I was that day to really feel the power that they have. I don't think that they're magic at all. I know that they have energy. There's science to back that up. So they definitely do have energy. Maybe you just need to be in a place where you need to be able to feel that energy. If you're already in a good place, you might not feel it. But if you are struggling with something, of course, they don't take the place of doctors and mental health professionals and all of that. I'm not saying that. But if you just need a little boost in something or maybe a little focus in something, it doesn't hurt to try this. And I can tell you that in the past 3 or so weeks that I have been really focusing on these and paying attention, that it has helped me in my mental and focus and motivation and perception. It really has. And if it doesn't work for you, if all else fails, they're still really beautiful, so they're always nice to look at. So it's not like you're not out a lot of money, you're not out a lot of time, because it doesn't take time. All you need to do is bring them home, cleanse them, bury them in the dirt, wrap some sage, get some sage smoke on them, and put your intention into it. It takes a few minutes to try, and it's not time consuming, it's not expensive, it's easy to try. And as long as you believe in it, I think it may work, And I've kind of watched some videos about the psychology behind it also. And I do believe that once you start focusing on something, that the changes start to happen. And maybe sometimes our brains just need something physical to focus on so that our brains can physically start working on that thing that we're trying to focus on. Again, I don't think that they are just plain magic, but I do think that it is a good tool in your everyday life if there's some things that you're trying to focus on. So they are widely available. If you don't have a crystal shop near you, they do have them on Amazon. They have them on Etsy. And for me, I like to go in and actually touch and hold, because there's something about the shapes and the feels that I like. So that part of it is important to me. But if that's not so much important to you, go online and buy them. You may not get the one that's pictured, but you would definitely get the type of stone that you're trying to buy, and just try it. So for me, what I'm trying to work on is self-love and self-care. That's usually what I forget about, having children, being a store manager, having a spouse, that's kind of where I lose track of myself. I'm also trying to declutter my house. I'm also trying to work on my anxiety. If you can't tell, I talk a lot with my hands, and that's just from being anxious. So I'm trying to work on that, and stress, and just, you know, normal everyday things. So it has really been helping me, obviously not with the fidgeting, but it is helping me stay motivated. In, like, I put an intention to it, I look at it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do this, you know, and it kind of gives me more motivation to stay on track of the things that I'm trying to do. So if you can think of any other stones that I could possibly use in my own collection to help me with issues that we've already talked about, please let me know. If any of these ones are ones you did not know about and now you would like to try and go find to see if you have that same connection with them, please let me know that also. And I will do another video soon of all of the other crystals that I had purchased before. Some of them are really cool too. So if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I am in no way an expert. I just wanted to share my own experience in it, and yeah, just show off my beautiful crystals because I think they're amazing, and a lot of people around me think I'm a little bit weird or crazy, but if it works for me, I don't care what the rest of the people think. Like, it's working for me, and that's what matters. My mental health and my own, you know, sanity and motivation and vibrations matter to me more than anyone else's opinions. So if you're like me, comment down below because I need some friends who like enjoy this as much as I do. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.